Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me again on another ride. I'm out early this morning. It's only 7:30. The weather forecast is for rain later. You can see that it's fairly light cloud behind me at the moment, but depending on which forecast you believe, it could start raining as early as 11 o'clock or as late as 4 o'clock. The ride today is 100k, and it's a route I call the Diamond Diversion. I rode it first in 2012 on the day of the Queen's Diamond Jubilee. If I remember correctly, it's the first 100k that I did, having come back to cycling seriously in 2010. Well, we'll get on our way now and just keep going and hope that we miss the rain, but it should be fun. I've just passed through the village of Bishopton, and now I'm starting on a series of short climbs that will take us all the way up to the village of Great Staunton. You can probably see ahead that the clouds already starting to thicken up and become darker. Let's hope that's not an ominous sign. We're just on the last climb into the village of Great Staunton, where you might think we'd be top of the hill. But unfortunately, once we cross the crossroads, we've still got to climb further up to get over the ridge. Crossing over the A1 currently and about to descend down to the busy A167. This is a pretty rough descent, and I remember one group ride early on in my cycling career where we came down here and it was so rough it shook the expanded strap of one of our riders' watch pieces and it fell on the floor. I hope you can remember that, John. And now we're on the ascent up to Newton Aycliffe Industrial Estate, which we'll use to circumvent the town and stay mainly in the country. This is Byton Village. There are a couple of pubs here where if you come later in the day you might be able to get coffee and something to eat. But if you're early like me, and it's only about 20 past 8 now, then if you want something, there's a spar shop here on the right where you can get meal deals and drinks, etc. which should keep you going. It's open 7 till 7 every day. I'm just going to take a quick break here because we're now at quarter distance, approximately 26k. So I'll just have 5 minutes here before carrying on. I suppose I should admit to having an ulterior motive for doing this ride. One of the villages we'll pass through, approximately halfway around the course, often have loaf tin sized cakes for sale. Until I recently went through the village, it was only fruit cake that was for sale. But last time, which was only last week, they had lemon drizzle cake on as well. It was absolutely lovely. So we'll go and see if there's any there today. Well, it's onwards now, and that means downhill as we make our way across the Tees Valley, which is laid out before you. But being downhill, that means ominously there must be an uphill somewhere. We're just approaching the busy A68 and we're going to be going straight across. But the pub here, the Dog, is another place where you can get refreshments if you want. However, the landlord also put a standpipe out the back in the car park for any cyclists who arrive here and need water when the pub is shut. As you can probably see and hear, we're on another one of the Ripley roads where they've used lines of tar when they've been putting down chip-ins. We were just passing Archer's ice cream parlour on the right. Nice place to come to for a day ride from the Teesside. And in this coronavirus, I know they have opened, but I think they're only open certain days of the week, so if you fancy coming out, it might be worth checking their website before doing so. On the left is the entrance to Walworth Castle Hotel. They sometimes have birds of prey displays in the grounds, but I'm not sure if they have restarted as we've released the lockdown from the coronavirus. Again, it'd be worth checking their website if you're interested in coming to see the birds. I've just crossed the A67 and turned into Pierce Bridge. There's a Roman fort here for anyone who'd like to visit it. And if you're out for a day ride, just on the right here, but not open yet, is the entrance to the organic farm shop and cafe. Quite a nice place to stop and have something to eat if you're hungry. More likely I would do it if I was doing this route in reverse, in which case I'd have done over 40 miles to get here. But today we'll just carry straight on. Have a quick stop on the bridge over the River Tees. This is the River Tees we're crossing for the first time today. We'll cross it again when we get to Yarm on the way back home. Over to our left is the path to the Roman fort. Not been there myself, but I've heard it's quite interesting. Now, as you might expect, if there's a Roman fort, the Romans would have had to have a way to get there. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go around the corner here and climb the hill following the route of the Roman road. I believe it's Yaay Street. Here we are on the Roman road. Runs directly south over the undulating ridges along here. Here we have confirmation that the Roman road is Yaay Street. What a brilliant address to have, Yaay Street House. I'm about a mile along the Roman road now. Got another mile to go until the turn off for the village of Barton. As you can see, the road's almost perfectly straight. I'm just turning into Barton Village and coming down by the green. At the bottom here is the ford. Now I wonder how much water's in it today. Looks like there's a good 5 or 6 inches, so I think discretion is best and go over the bridge. Pretty little village, nice on a sunny day to just stop there by the ford. Here's one of the seats and have a picnic lunch. We're now coming to the fairly short, steep climb up to Middleton Tires. Maybe you can see that the clouds have thickened up quite a bit and we're just starting to get the first few spots of rain through the wind. Just dump this down into the bottom chain ring and spin it up the hill. The top of it. I'm just coming into the village now. We're almost exactly halfway around the 100k route. About 49.8k to this point, which is the village of Milton. Just round the corner we'll find out if we're lucky enough to get some cake today. And today it looks like it's almond cake and carrot cake. Here we are at the Milton book stop. As you can see, There's lots of books which you can buy and take with you. There's the cakes today, and there's also some plants if you want. We're about to leave Milton now. Sharpish uphill away from there, and generally making our way back to Stockton and Billingham. Well, we seem to have left the rain behind for the moment, so it's just carry on going back northeastwards. I'm riding through Northcote at the moment. There's not much here, no shops. There is the Herdsman's Pub, which is was shut for a while but just seems to be opening under new management now. So opened yesterday with the relaxing off coronavirus lockdown. It's good for little businesses in these villages. Hopefully it's got a good reputation and does some decent business. We've just entered the village of Stounton, and it's one of the villages I'd normally come to quite regularly during the summer because of the Beeswing Inn, which is straight ahead. They do good food, but the thing is, the cheesecake is to die for. Well, the Beeswings isn't open at the moment. It's only 10:15 in the morning, so no cheesecake for me today. However, I have taken the opportunity to sit in the beer garden and have my sandwich. Now, there's one thing that's puzzled me for quite a while. There's a Northcote and an Eastcote, but I can't find a South or a Westcote. I've looked on the map. Maybe it's my age and my eyesight's going. Maybe they've disappeared. Maybe they were farms and they've now got new names. I just don't know. I'm back on the road again, and the little community village shops just on the right, along with the village hall, where before the coronavirus there used to be a pop-up cafe on a Friday afternoon which served cheap coffee, tea and cakes. Maybe it will come back again after the virus is over. I'm just leaving Appleton West now, having been accompanied by another rider from just after East County. It's amazing who you meet when you're out. He'd been on an odd axe ride with me at Wigginton near York about 3 years ago, and he remembered me. Isn't that a surprise? Coming down here we can choose one of two routes. We can either go on the main road through Wurzel to Yarm, or turn right here at what's known as the Mucky Bungalow and go to Kirklevington. Since the Kirklevington road's going to be quieter, I'll choose that one, I think. Hiya. It's not long since this bit of road was resurfaced. It used to be completely full of potholes. You just couldn't cycle to the top of the hill without going through some of the potholes. The story had it that the two local councils couldn't agree who was responsible for resurfacing it, because this bit of road was the thickness of a pencil line on a map. I'm not sure that I'll actually believe that, but for the way things are, you never know. We've just descended the Spittal and are making our way into Yaay Street now. beginning of the coronavirus, you could cycle through here at about 17 miles an hour. Certainly a lot slower today. The two sets of traffic lights and everybody trying to park at the side of the road certainly slows down the traffic. Today I'm barely making 5 miles an hour. Straight ahead of us, over the top of the white building, you can just see the railway viaduct we saw last time I was this way in our last vlog. Now we're crossing back over the Tees, and we'll be on the north side until the end of the river, end of the ride. We're now out of Yarm, back into the countryside, and making our way to Long Newton. I think you can probably see in front that the clouds are really starting to thicken up now. About 15 miles to go, so hopefully get in before the rain starts. Between Long Newton and Appleton, just where we would come across the A66, there's a whole copse of cherry trees just to the left of me. They're not very good this year because there's not much flesh on them. The stone's just about the same size as the cherry. Not so sure the birds will be very pleased with that. We're just coming up to the bus stop where I normally have a break when we're coming through Appleton, but with the possibility of rain chasing us in today, I've decided just to keep going. I'll have a quick break at the barrage, and then it's only 10k home from there. With all the construction work being carried on ahead and the disruption to all the cycle paths, I've decided to extend this ride by taking it back over the other side of the river again and making my way to the barrage there on the south side of the river. Here's our third crossing of the river then, over Victoria Bridge. Here we are, turning onto the high level crossing of the barrage to cross the River Tees 4 times. Now there is a question that's been puzzling me for the last couple of miles since I extended the ride. Would it be possible to do a circular ride from Billingham, only crossing the River Tees an odd number of times rather than an even number? My feeling is that it's probably not possible, but I'm not a mathematician, so if anybody would like to work a proof out, I'm quite happy to have a look at it. And if there is a possibility of doing it an odd number of times, then I'll try and work out a route. We're back at the barrage with 96k on the clock. As usual, I've just got the last 10k to do to home, up the side of the A19, which isn't very interesting. Well, I'd like to thank you for watching the video and hope that you found it interesting. If you want to be notified of any future videos I do, then please subscribe using the button below. However, you will need a YouTube account in order to subscribe. These are free, so just sign up and register, and then you'll be able to subscribe. Once you've subscribed, then hit the bell and choose the all option, and you'll get notifications of all the vlogs that I put out. Thanks again for watching the video. Bye for now. Stay safe.